To introduce you to Robert Gialoretto, the President and CEO of Tourism Victoria.
Well, thank you very much, and thanks to everyone for being here. So an event with thousands of people, with mostly women, I think we're starting in a good place, right off the beginning. I'm proud to say that I did run a marathon. I completed a marathon once a few years ago. It wasn't the first one. The first one I went in was in New York, and it very quickly dawned upon me that I was in last place quickly in this marathon. And the person who was in second to last place looked back at me and said, "Hey, how's it feel to be in last place back there?" I was taken aback, so I thought of something clever to say. Well, yeah, you want to know how it feels? And I dropped out. So I'm running the 8K this year, but it's safer distance. You know, I gotta tell you that this is a world-class event, and we use that term so often, I think we forget what world-class means. There aren't a lot of truly world-class events. Events that you can take and put on a shelf and have people look at and say, any place on this planet, this would stack up as one of the best. And we are so proud to have that here. It's vital for our economy, and it's vital for our tourism, but it's really vital for our physical health.
We also want to thank, of course, people who support the sport, and I'm going to introduce you now to one person who certainly does, and that is the Right Honourable Minister for Healthy Living and Sport, Ida Chong.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you all for joining us on the traditional territory of the Songhees and the Esquimalt First Nations. I just want to first and foremost say how lucky I am to be the Minister of Healthy Living and Sport, which the Premier allowed me to do about a year ago. Because since that time I have been able to meet with a number of our sports organizations, our youth involved in sports and in physical activity, and as well attend a number of events where everyone involved, not just from the participants, but all the organizers, all the sponsors, are really united in one thing, and that is more physical activity, competitiveness, whether on a recreational basis or on a more elite basis, and of course the GoodLife Fitness Victoria Marathon is no exception and no different to what all those other causes are. I think it's pretty clear that we knew from the Olympic and Paralympic Games that had just taken place that sport really became what most of us have acknowledged has been a galvanizer in terms of community spirit, national spirit, and pride. And the excitement of those games and the memories that each and every one of us have continued to carry on in our hearts and in our memories really resonate with British Columbians. This year, I think, is really the year of sport. So many people have found a way to embrace it. There have been record attendance at our BC Winter, our BC Summer Games. We've seen numerous national competitions. World Wheelchair Rugby Championship just took place in the Richmond Oval. Huge attendance records were broken and spectator interest there. And I know there's more to come. Our athletes are achieving the very best that they can. Right now, you're listening, as I'm sure we all are, is what's going on in the 2010 Commonwealth Games in New Delhi. Our BC athletes are doing incredibly well, winning gold, and they're going to continue to do that. And I had an opportunity to meet with so many of them this past summer as they were training and getting ready to go, whether it was in track, whether it was in swimming, whether it was in the hammer throws. They were just all incredibly excited to do that. Because not only were excited to compete, but they were still inspired by what had happened at, as I say, the 2010 Olympic and Paralympic Games. I don't think I have to tell all of you here, because obviously you're here because the one common thread you have amongst you is the fact that the positive impact of sport, the positive impact that you know that physical activity has on our lives. You do this not only because of your love of it, you do this because you inspire others. And for those of you who are runners, or first-time runners or long-time runners, I think you know that you are role models for so many others, and it's good to see so many young people involved. I know the kids run continue to grow as well. I know we look at the marathon, the half marathon, the 8K road race as the major pieces, but the fact that you get more and more kids each and every year means that they're going to move on to those more longer distances as well. As many of you know, I grew up in Victoria, and living here, I do take a lot of things for granted. The fact that we can run year-round. They can't do this in every other place across the country. We've got, as we run across the Victoria areas, you can see from these posters here. And I want to thank Rob Reed to allow us to make this announcement here in this wonderful store. And the poster that he has got up and around this store shows the stunning scenery that we have. Where we run, we really can take in that scenery at the same time, enjoy the mild weather, and just really have a safe environment in which to run and raise our families. As Steve has mentioned, the marathon has brought people from over 20 different countries. I'm not going to list them all because that too is a drawing card to know that this marathon is ranked #1 in terms of Boston Marathon qualifiers. Is really incredible. It speaks highly to the organizers and the sponsors that have brought it together. And again, I just think it's incredible that each and every year you break records. After we hit the 30-year milestone last year, I didn't think there would be any more records to break. But clearly that is still taking place, and that's wonderful. I know the team of organizers, and I know Rob Reed in particular, who's been involved in this marathon for years, have a reputation of making sure it's first class for not just the athletes and the runners, the competitors, but also for the spectators. I have stood on the roadway many a times cheering people on, and afterwards they have come up to me and said, you know, it was so great that I got to a certain point and I ran past a crowd and everybody was clanging their cowbells and cheering and tooting their horns, giving them that extra push to carry on that last leg. And yes, we have those cheerleaders here this morning. Isn't that great? That's exactly what the competitors are talking about. So I'll be there as well. I know you'll be there, because that makes a race that much more, I guess, fun, and it makes the finish that much more rewarding.
I'd like to call upon Acting Mayor Councillor John Luton.
Good morning, and welcome everybody, and welcome again to the traditional territories of the Esquimalt and Songhees First Nations, on whose territories you'll all be running on the weekend. I'm very pleased to be here on behalf of the Mayor and Council of the City of Victoria. As was noted, a lot of people are coming from far and wide to run in Victoria. They're passing up events in their own jurisdictions or their own cities to come to Victoria, and it's because we do have such a wonderful destination, a wonderful city to run in and to enjoy over the weekend. I think the GoodLife Fitness Marathon is a very, very important event for the city of Victoria. We are a tourism destination, and I think healthy activity, whether it's recreation or competition, be it running, kayaking, cycling, or what have you, is a very important part of the future of tourism in the capital region. An important contributor to the health and fitness of our community. And people should also know that not are we only the healthiest jersey being out there on Sunday morning to get the racers started. You know, I unfortunately won't be running. I'm more of a cyclist, but maybe I'll chase some of the faster ones. And I'm very, very pleased with all of the charities that are being supported by this event. It's a huge benefit to the community. But most of all, everybody out there on Sunday is going to have a lot of fun, and I'm sure Rob and some of the competitors will tell you that a bad day running is still better than the best day in the office, and I'm looking forward to rain or shine being out there, and hope that everybody enjoys themselves, and I hope all the restaurants are ready for the appetites afterwards. Thanks again.